here we are going to be starting up with Granblue Fantasy Versus, a game that my friend Monkey Business and I truly love. Monkey, how are you today?
I'm fine. I'm actually fantastic. Fine was a bit of an understatement. I was especially fine this morning when I finally got to put my hands on Percival again in Granblue Fantasy Versus and see how I could contest with some of our residents in the pools here at East Coast Throwdown. And, you know, I was feeling I was getting up to speed. I was using those new mechanics. I was using overdrive, rushdown, and backshift. Remember that one?
I've heard of backshift, but I've never seen it truly in practice. But it is there for you if you need it. Along with everything else, all the new stuff's been really nice to see. We're just coming hot off of a huge event where all the new mechanics are coming into play and really sealing a lot of wins for the best players there. I'm really excited to see who's playing today. I think that people may have been inspired by the last large event at EVO and maybe taking some new tech, some new approaches to their characters, their matchups.
Yeah, in general, we've seen the pace of this game slow down to a degree. Overdrive slows things down by, of course, reducing the chip damage, but also by making characters more threatening to the extent that you maybe don't want to engage with them as aggressively. So we've seen Overdrive slow down the game, and even Rushdown as an invincible reversal option or backshift, even those are just going to naturally slow things down. Of course, Rushdown's useful in conversions offensively, but it's another thing where because more characters are more threatening off more tools now, the game still slows down once again. People are being more careful, and so the tournament life of this game has gotten better as a result of the changes in particular. I think because this game has been, you know, loyal to first to two, because we believe in the stability of our game, having even slower matches in the first to two setting kind of evens the playing field in runtime and brackets as well. I would say a Granblue set, still probably same amount of time as a 3 out of 5 Strive set.
Yeah, it's got a really nice pace though, and I think that it's always been a game that's very neutral focused. If you have strong neutral, if that's something that you enjoy in a fighting game, you're going to do really well in this title. And we've seen very recently the characters with that neutral domination are the ones that are thriving. But it's something that you need to have with whoever you play. That is something that people constantly say that they're wishing there was more of in the titles that are released these days. So I'm really happy that there's still something available for players that want to have something that maybe feels a little more like those older titles.
With the clock running down and the tension increasing in the round. At EVO, we saw a great deal of staring contests from a crouching position. Percival and Vita eye to eye. It was a beautiful thing to see. Like this photograph getting taken of us right now, I'm sure,
Nothing quite like it. The celebrity status today, very exciting. I'm sure you're no stranger to it at this point. But for me, I'm still very starry-eyed. I'm in the green room. I'm drinking water.
We can tell. A tear flows down your eye right now as Dink takes photos.
I heard that James Chen is in the building, so I don't have to take over the role fully.
But you're not the resident, the only resident.
I'm getting ramped up. It's something that maybe I could become a part of.
Well, okay. What if Lennox makes it out of pools?
I'll be balling.
Okay.
What
if you'll be balling on commentary because you'll have to replace him on commentary if he does.
I'm already. I might have to go solo. I'm gonna have to drag you up here.
Oh yeah, I would love to.
Yeah,
I
think.
You know, ideally, I'll be out of Strive by then. No, just kidding. Ideally, I'll have made top 8 winners by then.
Yes, I believe in you.
Yes, thank you.
And I believe in both of our players. We have two familiar faces up first. UberCheesecake versus Imp. Imp, you may recognize from a carpool or two over the course of time.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
And I've played a little bit of this game with Imp, and they've gotten really good really fast. This is a great match to start off our day today.
Yeah, I would say Imp, competing under a new tag, new identity in Granblue, reinventing themselves with this new game of choice, moved over from Street Fighter. Not that I have to give too much lore, but straight to the 6, right? Imp's never messed around. Always a fan of great characters and pushing them to their the best of their capabilities. UberCheesecake though, Ladiva, Legion, Loyalist from day one.
Yeah,
always been
Ladiva is always going to be the character you see on UberCheesecake's like character select screen. They love the toolkit. They love that forward movement. But in the corner here, Imp is also a fan of a lot of aggression. We're seeing the run-up overdrive very quickly, using that as an offensive strategy, not everybody's cup of tea, but you know that Imp is going to spend the meter when they have it.
Yeah, and straight back into the pacing conversation. Oh, that's a big starter. Goodbye?
Okay,
no, not quite in range of the H, but this is a goodbye for sure. Where's the super off overdrive?
Oh, that is going to be costly. No.
Well, here it is as a reversal, and it works. Securing UberCheesecake round 1. Super just came a little bit delayed, but, you know, call it like a happy little 5-second extender reset off the combo.
That feeling where you miss your super, and then you're like, I have to get this out before I can do anything else.
I was already picturing winning the round to the cutscene of the super. And here's a 2H and a Larry combo. Great corner parry there.
A little early.
Yeah, early on the SPD gives Imp a successful parry out of one that normally would have lost.
And through. What a
there's rush
weird
downs,
reversal.
speeding things up. UberCheesecake kind of starved on meter while losing this round so convincingly. Unfortunately, not going to get access to overdrive. That is, I thought it was it, but Ladiva had a little more life and then got instant overheaded. I didn't even know that was possible. That must be a Ladiva exclusive.
Catching the jump out. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
Ladiva does have that tall hurtbox. Kind of a dangerous character to play on defense.
Right, nothing in the way of reversals outside of the supers. But I mean, at least you got the one-frame option with that SSBA.
Yeah, Imp cleaning up their offense slowly but surely into this third round.
Out of range of the sweep, but UberCheesecake moves forward. Imp is cornered for the first time, but finds a rushdown opportunity and escapes. Immediately fights out of the corner, starting with the air fireball on block.
That Ender kind of sending Ladiva further back than maybe before, but Imp finding the corner and the damage that comes with it. Once again, this is going to be good pressure. No, elects to jump out, does not want to deal with that grab.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. At this point, finding a straight hit out of neutral seems so guaranteed, and it actually was when Imp went in and overextended that Imp got hit. Unable to cancel in anything, Imp had no cooldowns available. And there's a air fireball, just too active. Spot dodging won't get you out of there. Yeah.
Can't spot dodge. It's always pretty plus on block. Definitely one of those my turn buttons that this game has plenty of.
But one way to deal with it, Ladiva anti-air grab will reach right through that thing and grab 6.
Oh yeah, good call.
Have faith.
Good call.
That would surely be a crowd pleaser for the Ladiva Legion out there, surely in our chat somewhere, or in our audience, possibly in real life.
Imp turning into a bit of a puddle here into the second game. I think wanting to clean up some of that offense. You know, had a solid win there, but found some pressure strings that didn't find their meaningful end.
I have never seen someone lean so far back in a tournament set. Big chilling.
Oh, is that the stance? Maybe this is just neutral. I don't know.
I mean, that controller of choice, no controversy about it here. It's comfortable and leverless. It's glowing. Clearly comfortable in every aspect is Imp. And it's a Percival switch from UberCheesecake. You know, there's still a command grab available, so there's that grappler familiarity. Still trying to probably land that full combo command grab of choice, but having the access to much longer range normals on a character that's always trying to move at you, that can be very powerful. I mean, I'm not sure how the 6 players feel about the matchup in terms of number, but I know that Percival's always a great pick in this game.
I do think that having those longer buttons are going to come in handy for UberCheesecake, but we saw it really with Punish. DP also very dangerous, and like you said, the command grab, some people have said in the past that Percival was the best grappler in the game.
Oh, he's right. That he is the best grappler, for sure.
But Imp, no stranger to some quick neutral here. Found a counter hit and back into the corner.
Yeah,
that DP
a hit with the counter that also hit as a counter hit.
Counter hit, counter, fireball gets missed, and then
valuable knockdown.
Yeah, that's pressure. I mean, you're
yes, there's
best
the
grappler in the game, but no follow-up.
Very important to hit that close edge.
That option was OD, and now we're going into claws for chip damage. All the chip increases once you're in overdrive, so that really does become a checkmate situation unless you pop OD of your own.
Yeah, 6 uses that incredibly well too. Each of those Rekka hits can be delayed individually to count as their own tick of chip damage, meaning he can chip you out with the Rekka or Berserker Barrage, as we call it, so quickly.
Good jump in from Imp. Slowing it down.
Oh, the whip punish into rush down,
follow-up.
but no cancel. I mean, the attack didn't make contact, actually, so that's why no cancel was available.
Just
But Imp surely had a great idea there.
Yeah. It almost feels like Imp wants to prove that Percival is not the option. If you want to play neutral, I'll play neutral.
Yeah, and there was Imp trying the same thing with the far button into rushdown, but Imp only got to 49% meter in that circumstance. But you can see that that's still the low.
Yeah, and like building that, being that aware of your resources is really important in these games, but not easy to do.
With Overdrive now, it's all commitment to super. It has to be super. No rushdowns available. And I think with Overdrive damage buff against an unbuffed Percy, that's a kill.
That looks pretty good for Imp.
What a farce.
Clean 2 rounds.
And there's Imp leaning the furthest forward that he did throughout the whole set.
Oh yeah, we are at good posture. Everyone at home, check your posture.
Yeah,
very important these streets. I'll be doing it too.
Yeah, I'll clean up my posture when the camera's on. I'm sure we'll be showing our faces soon enough. Looks like they're talking over some detail of the match there with smiles on their faces. I don't know what the gesture was about, but it looked like it was going to be a good games, and then it wasn't.
Here.
Oh yeah, that one's tough.
Seeing this one at home.
Rock paper scissors into knuckle crack.
Oh, feels so bad.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen anyone RPSing for player 1 side today. I kind of wanted it more on commentary than any of our players have so far.
All right, maybe during the ad break we can get this started.
Yeah, well, are we? I don't think this is happening yet, though, is it? I think we
Not
have to
yet.
talk about Lennox in second state.
Yeah, I'll be having to think about my set for that round a little bit later. Going
Yeah.
to be some set play happening right now on screen. Lennox, very strong Lancelot player. Been coming to a lot of these tournaments this year, performing very well, and truly grinding throughout that. So it's still about growth. They have started with a very baseline Lancelot offensive game plan and started to weave in a lot of spacing traps and safer pressure, which with a character like that is always pressuring you is really scary. Second state, I actually met a long time ago, and I don't know who they play in this game. I'd be curious to find out. But you can expect a lot of aggression and the mind games that come with that. It's going to be a lot of cycling defensive cooldowns, I think.
Oh yeah? Okay. Defensive cooldowns, no matter what character, even if you don't know.
Yeah. I mean, even if they don't have them, it's 50% meter now. We'll get you a defensive cooldown.
We got the Tampa Never Sleeps staff on stage.
Well, let's go.
Lowering the life bars or something. I don't know. Making sure the broadcast looks extra perfect.
Put that handicap
I know
up.
Lennox is up there looking great with his all red coordinated outfit. Red
Always.
tank, red mask, surely a red water bottle down there somewhere.
Yeah.
And it matches the ECT color scheme. The lighting is the coolest I've ever seen it this year. A real dark, like, commitment to the red.
I'm really excited to be out here for this, and the ballrooms, the darker ballroom is always really fun for me. I feel like it has a certain allure to it.
Here at the Hilton at the Stanford, yeah, there's like it feels like you're coming through the curtain into like a show.
Yeah,
like the
it
show
is very
just
much
fighting
like
games.
secret room,
Yes.
action movie experience where you come through the hallway. That's lit up like normal, but
Yeah,
then the curtain comes back and yeah. You're
Right,
kind of,
and then there's some secret other
deposited.
ballrooms you can stumble upon with like fantasy world games like Guilty Gear Xrd you can find here.
Yes, yeah.
One of the biggest
I've heard of it.
Guilty Gear Xrd tournaments in a very long time.
That's so awesome. Yeah,
Has it really its own ballroom, so
that's amazing.
it's like a time travel machine to 2015 for me personally.
I mean, a lot of these legacy titles nowadays are getting a little bit of a revival and also have never really gone away. The people that want to play those games are going to play them. Any of the titles that are here this weekend are going to have a level of community that you can always find, no matter the circumstances. Something really special about this scene. You don't always have to jump into the next game. You can find people to play what you want to play, and you can play more than one thing at a time. Like there's a lot of opportunities to check things out here. Yo,
Lennox,
if anyone at home
we can hear that picking up on our mics.
Let's go. Okay, the
Yes.
pop-off starts even before the match. Love to see it. Cagliostro on the screen. Not a surprising pick. Good, strong character. A lot of tricks.
Well, guess what? The tricks will not be the only thing that will be relied on here by Second State. Lennox was playing Prada for an hour before this. Prada, Cagliostro, top 8 CEO placer, no less. So Lennox has been preparing and immediately into 6-6H. Full corner conversion, a lot of damage on the board for Lennox, and plenty of cooldowns to use in the offensive sequence. Found a close M anti-air, picked up a nice combo.
And slowing it down to start, too. Waiting for those jump outs. Really smart by Lennox to kind of gain a little data before
Straight
they go all
to
the
the
way
turbulence.
in. Going all the way in
Reversed.
now. Crossing through. No, that's safe.
Another close M anti-air.
Nice
Lennox
hit.
2 for 2. English Lancelot, angry sounding. Chip is about to be a problem for Second State.
Ooh, and the chip for the ender. Really good way to finish that match. You know, you're going to get an invincible option there. Not a lot of ways out.
Only way out, spot dodge. And that would be a full combo punish, but even still, there was so much more work to be done by second state.
Yeah,
Lennox taking it right to them.
A little early, and now in the corner themselves. Nope, finding their way out. Lennox really good with the wall jumps. Always going to go to the wall if needed, and something that Lancelot, one of very few characters, is able to do.
Yep, it makes it much harder to anti-air.
Yeah,
Matera, another character that kind of leaps out of the corner with a quick air option.
Oh! Confirm.
Just for the overhead. Forget the counter hit, forget the throw bait, it's just hitting as an overhead.
Never teching, but not really taking advantage of the low frame negativity there. And now getting hit by a super. Lennox going to go up 1-0 really quickly.
That was the plan.
Sending a tweet, let's do this.
Exciting. I mean, Lennox wants to make the run and wants the more efficient the run, the better. Wants 4 rounds straight here, I think.
Yeah, you really want to have a clean early game in your tournament set. Like going through the losers bracket and having to go through so many matches can be really tiring. So you want to play straightforward, not to delve into too much of the playbook early.
Looks like second state had already committed to a clash option there that was slow. Lennox still reaping the benefits of that. The corner sequence has continued this whole time, and there's the first interrupt from second state.
But right back in, that slide.
Yeah, looking like a Ladiva slide right there.
What side is this character on? Oh no, jumps out but finds the hit. No follow-up.
All right, these are some frame traps for sure, but second state exhausted a lot of the cooldowns, and one wall jump and Lennox is back out and has already cornered second state once again.
Oh
wow, we're punishing the close H? How does that happen?
And the pickup too. Not going to go into super OD instead. Electing for chip. Really good idea to keep control on this match.
Yeah, overdrive as a reversal will negate the chip though. Very smart from second state to respond. But the meter is now gone.
No punish.
And that means the chip resistance is gone, so normals plus chip plus specials plus chip. That was Lennox's game to take, Lennox's round, and now it's set point for Lennox.
Chip not something that people have had to worry about too much in the last few years of releases, so this can be a really unique win condition for some people not as familiar to the game.
Lennox actually going unpunished on his turbulence reversal there. And a teleport in front, 2 overheads, here's a knockdown on Rekka.
We're on the corner again. Overhead again, and oh, jumping out.
Well timed.
Okay, this could be a good starter for second state. Oh, the jab out. Great defensive option there. You don't need a reversal in order to get your way out of the corner. And Lennox showing that in real time with the super to end it. Clean 2, already up. High five, GG's.
Who doesn't want to unplug their stick or controller while the super's still playing? That's the best way to claim a victory.
It's too powerful. I would never dare.
You wouldn't dare?
No,
I mean, look, Lancelot's damage is low, but that life bar was lower.
The life bar, that was probably the safest place you could do it, especially as Lancelot.
Yeah.
I've seen that move do a very little amount of damage before, but
yeah.
The amount of confidence that Lennox exuded throughout that set, I think it's a pretty fair bet that controller is getting unplugged the second that goes off.
That was an appropriate ending to the set. As speedy as the set was, the players finished all of the rituals of the set, including the cleanup. And that gave our next players a quick and easy time getting up here. And we got Valcion and plus frames, GG. Valcion, though, I think that's possibly a different tag than we're used to seeing from one Reese's Puff sponsored Shuaboo.
I think they might actually have them switch. If I remember right, plus frames is the local tournament that Shuaboo frequently enters. I think it's in.
Oh, I see what you mean.
In like the Pacific Northwest, maybe.
Yes.
And so they're coming out here with the name tag. You know, plus frames ahead, and then Shuaboo on the end.
Well, this makes sense. Thank you for clarifying for me.
We are very familiar with that player.
Yes.
Potentially one of the candidates to win this whole thing, if we were to have to place our bets.
I'm impressed that he made it out here, just because of the distance of the travel. But, I mean, actually been no stranger to doing that. CEO, also a East Coast event relatively. And Shuaboo came down to both here at East Coast Throwdown, EVO. Really, it's all about not missing a thing and always seeing how you're doing as a player. That's how serious Shuaboo's been taking it. And Valcion, I'm not really sure. Yeah, that's true. Was previously just a Granblue Fantasy player and then a Granblue Fantasy Versus player. It worked. The idea worked.
Yeah, anyone who is wondering if that was how the pipeline's supposed to go.
Cygames got it right with this one.
You get your first spark, and then you're like, well, I can afford $60 for a fighting game, you know?
Yeah, of course. And some DLC here or there.
DLC.
Yeah.
Nice stage.
Couple stages. I hope we have them all unlocked on our setups today. Honestly, I've been seeing a lot of setups for this game in particular be missing some stages.
Yeah,
They're probably price locked.
Realistically,
Yeah.
I'm missing a few at home. Are there some unlockable ones maybe in the story? There's a couple things in there, but they're so beautiful. All the like back work stuff. The new stages are all so good.
All right, so our players are electing the button check here, and maybe we'll see what the first special move on their mind is as we look.
Yeah, how much data do you like to glean from the button check?
I actually like to not lie during my button check, and the first button I check is the first button I press in the match.
Awesome, love
I
that.
like to tell them I'm that kind of honest person, and then when I mislead them with my honesty, then I can win.
That's the mix.
Yeah.
It's the no mix mix.
So it looked like Valcion pressed far L first, and that's a great pick for Ferry at round start.
Yeah,
It's like they're both acknowledging
as well.
They're both acknowledging the power. Spot dodge has to be functional. That's very important in clashes or generally in the game.
And as a Ferry player, the DP can do a certain amount of work, but you want to have that ready for any sort of forward-moving aggression that might come from 6. But 6 maybe not going to be the counter pick you're looking at.
We've been seeing Shuaboo talk a lot about Anre for the past few weeks.
Yeah. I'm excited to see them put it into work.
Yeah.
Saying a lot of really good things about this character who, I think looking at the general spread of tier lists from high-level players, everyone says that Anre is pretty hard to play, maybe a little hard to win with, even when you are good with him.
Yeah.
But I think the character has some guts, and with the new system mechanics, they unlock a lot of new things for Anre. Some confirms in the corner that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get with those far-reaching buttons.
Yes. Yes. For some reason, Rushdown has such great hit stun and keeps them in the air and not allowed to tech whenever you cancel in a rushdown off a normal in the air.
Yeah.
It solved a lot of issues for Percival as well, for example. Another long-range normal character that benefited hugely.
Anre, not so normal with those very, high startup heavies, but the damage off of those and the fear of them coming at you.
Yeah, they're very active too. You see how Anre's 5H has those 2 hits always.
Yes.
Makes it more hit confirmable, a little bit harder to spot dodge as well.
Oh, good meaty setup. And okay, we're using our new mechanics here to get those follow-ups.
Long range rushdown, yes. Off of 3 lights, Anre's still able to squeeze out the kill. And it's Shuaboo piloting the character, showing us the way. A couple of other Anres have been inspirational, I'm sure, but I think Shuaboo's really pushing this character now.
Yeah, I think Shuaboo wants to make this character work in the next season of Granblue in America. I know Wind in the past has been pretty strong with this character.
Absolutely, I remember.
But yeah, we saw there the jabs. Being able to use those and convert off of them now is a little bit more advantage than you might have gotten in the past.
Ooh, they were swinging with H buttons after that in exchange.
It's an interesting matchup because realistically, both these characters are well known for some sort of long-range pressure, but neither person wants to be in that spacing, right? Because it's not the comfort zone of their opponent. So you're seeing Shuaboo going all the way in here, baiting the reversal and getting their punish to seal that first round.
And it was automatically performed by the good old safe jump.
Gotta
love those. It solves the game for you.
Some of the first things you should learn, you get those safe pressure strings, safe jumps.
You get to attack and defend at the same time.
Oh my. Okay, perfect. Back to neutral here. And wanting to find that first in. Nice hit.
The
wow.
big in. Probably optimal mid-screen damage for Ferry. Doesn't get any better. Unless GG gets involved. But we haven't seen much in that way. I feel like Anre's ability to poke from so far away really disturbs Ferry's ease of access to throwing out GG off buttons or off of hits.
Absolutely.
So everything has to be premeditated with the GG setup, and that means way less GG overall.
Too far out for the conversion there, but finding something right after, and this is going to wall bounce. We're dealing a lot of damage, not quite enough to kill, but this pressure string is going to be more than enough. And Shuaboo on set point here.
They're trying to move 4 rounds in a row. Put the Pringles man back on top. Reclaim the snack empire.
Any character that comes into the game hovering, you got to be,
as long as
terrified of.
As long as Yipes is present at this tournament, it's sponsored by Pringles, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just a fact.
Those little
Nice.
strings.
I like the patience from Valcion waiting until there was actually a negative frame opportunity.
Yep, and trying to find some slight pressure here, not going for anything super committal. All right, plus frames there, but a little too far out for those jabs.
You cannot forget the pushback on rushdown is very huge. Although it is plus, you don't get to take like your best advantage because only your mediums will reach.
They make it kind of a unique tool to use for Ferry, who has like long-reaching mediums, but very slow ones.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't get to frame trap quite the same as other characters off a rushdown block.
Right.
And by the way, here's a combo conversion kill from Anre.
Oh,
No
that's
super
a lot
needed.
of damage.
Yeah, there was more coming.
But Shuaboo coming in with Anre really early. You know, I expected maybe it was to try to duke out like a long-range match with Ferry, but really just went all the way in, had like textbook pressure, did find some of those new confirms with resources and starting to show the power of this character. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more Anre today, who has otherwise been pretty unrepresented in the metagame.
A lot of these Season 2 DLCs in particular, I think, have needed some time to be developed by a few people who had to first become willing to drop characters that, or spend less time with characters that we already knew to be so powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
no
hard
one
to
let
pass
go.
up Belial for like the whole game's life, for example.
Belial, Zeta is great.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, people who jump from character to character, maybe a little more familiarity, are willing to try more things like that. But you definitely had a lot of characters in that season that were also really hard to just jump into. I think some characters are pretty straightforward or very much like others in the game, where if you play a really straightforward, like, you know, classic, like fighting game style, you want your fireball, your DP, you can jump right into Zeta and get a good feeling for her pretty quick. But someone like Eustace or Anre is going to take a lot of digging, and we've seen people coming up with both those characters recently.
Eustace, Anre, Avatar Belial, Vera, I would say they're all a degree more complicated than the standard GVVS character. Maybe Season 2, later DLC, they knew real ones were sticking around who would be willing to put in that lab work over time.
For sure.
And that's, we're certainly seeing the benefits of that now. I mean, you yourself are a Vera player. Showed me a thing or two about the character. The priority with which I treat avoiding command grab and avoiding the install state more than anything.
Yeah, it's there's some really unique win conditions there, and it's nice because Vera in particular is like fairly straightforward on paper, has a lot of like classic Shoto tools, but does have that install, which adds like just one more element to it where you can catch someone off guard who thinks they're looking for the fireball, the Tatsu, the kind of classic tools, and then suddenly someone's running at them, but it's not it's a slower run than usual.
Slower run than usual, but she can do it in the air. She gets the air movement. I would say like that's the biggest privilege of either landing that super to install or landing the command grab. And you kind of get rewarded for playing a more patient game and slowly building your meter, staying like active but not over-committing, because once you have the 100 meter, your install state's guaranteed on a hit confirm.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's
very
the new meta with that, as with everything else with the system mechanics that have been added, is deciding whether or not you want to be spending that on install, which is incredibly strong, or if you need it for OD, if you need it for some of those other defensive tools, the rush, the backdash.
Yep. Overdrive as a reversal has been really relevant too. It's got a huge explosive 3D circular hitbox, kind of like a Soul Calibur Soul Edge or Soul Rush. What was that mechanic called?
Oh yeah, Soul
Burst? I don't know.
It might have been Soul Edge.
Something like that. I don't know.
The pop-off.
Yeah, the pop-off that sent people full screen. Well, in this game, it sends people half screen.
And if they've popped OD before you have too, and they get hit, it takes a tick right off of theirs.
Yes.
Like that kind of game too is really important. That resource intensive, like bleeding out someone's advantage state.
And you get to stay right next to them if you go through their overdrive. That's a punish if you got the preemptive spot dodge in there, but just overdriving through their overdrive still allows you to keep them in the corner. So as our matches go on, we're probably going to see that exchange happen at least once.
It's definitely something that people have been working on and need to be working on to play at the highest level. So hopefully we'll see a display of that today as the bracket thins down. Up right now are Lightice and DMac. Belial player on screen, very well-known character to any Granblue fan, fighting game or otherwise at this point, I would say.
Yeah, whether you're a fan of one or the other, you're going to run into this guy. He thinks he's real sexy. Sometimes he looks it while being one of the toppest of tier characters in this game's life, especially on release. He's maintained his position, but not quite that indomitable force that he was when he first dropped.
Still very strong, but
Look at that
Lightice
Goetia.
has been playing this game since its inception, right? Like this is the Zeta you were watching out for when these online tournaments first started up.
Ooh, nice. I mean, I'm watching out for the far H at this point because Lightice showed that they'll be hit confirming it, and that's dangerous.
Absolutely, and Zeta, a really unique character, has the counter tools similar to 6, but has a few different ways out of them, and they can be like some of your best starters.
I would say it's most similar to Lancelot's Turbulence, where you activate against it, and then Lancelot/Zeta chooses 1 of 3 follow-ups. And typically, there's another far H to confirm, another counter hit. It's a little bit easier for Zeta to do that due to her forward special move input for that particular attack, Spear of Arves. So you can kind of buffer it and then just press the face button on hit. You'll see it off this 2M too. Great button to use. Getting
not going to see it this time. A little far out, and DMac
needed to do the EX version to get the combo of Asmodeus.
But you are seeing both players feeling really comfortable in neutral.
Almost a little too comfortable, I would say, because the 2 hits of that sweep from Zeta definitely combo right into her super.
Yeah, I think maybe a little too eager to slow play here, not finding some of the most important confirms, and DMac acting on it.
Correctly diagnosed.
Oh, now you're teching.
8 seconds on the clock. The operatic music goes on. It's epic. Third hit.
Nice attack. Pretty safe option. Able to sort of pivot back if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, DMac would have to have read exactly which of the 3 possible Spear of Arvises Lightice would go back on. So the read would be run up, far H, super. That could have killed because it would also freeze time.
I love how comfortable Lightice is in neutral space, getting these knockdowns and just walking back and saying, I'm never going to let you throw a Dragon Punch out. It is not part of your tools anymore.
Yeah.
And these pokes, look, you're going to have to beat Lightice in neutral before you can do anything here.
So hard to contest against far H's active frames. Zeta is winning the matchup against Belial's right now, which is not something you often see.
Scary little conversion there.
And Lightice, though, exiting the corner as a result of it, pretty much the most optimal thing that could happen.
Yeah, happy to see it. No real conversion, but Lightice getting everything they need from these 1 and 2s.
Very ideal. Run up throw. Now another throwable kill. It's about that life range. That's why DMac techs.
And back again. No reason to press your advantage.
If Lightice hop... there's the far H right on time, but unable to do much from mid-screen. Still has to secure a lot more corner position.
Nice anti-air.
2H is the classic. That's air unblockable, like all grounded normals are in this game, so a reliable choice. Zeta can go to up Spear of Arves and actually choose which side she lands on from that combo, too.
And Granblue, a game where a good anti-air conversion will do a lot of damage. It is not safe to jump in this game.
Now I like this from DMac, right? Why play to your deficit against Zeta's stronger far and mid-range normals, or at least that are being used more strongly? When you have Goetia, this fireball you can steer to immediately take over neutral.
Doing a lot of damage now too. Getting that pressure in the corner situation. Yeah, going into fireball game, paying off very quickly for DMac, who was losing to a lot of Zeta's buttons in the past.
There's a far H as an interrupt. Nice link off the Goetia. Now it's a 1-hit game, including 1 throw.
Oh! 2 throws maybe.
A little bit awkward there. If you're already walking away, chances are the throw will whiff. Throws don't have much range.
That slow Dragon Punch, you know, you've got 40 frames in the air, but when you hit the ground, it's your turn.
Absolutely. Zeta might have to Turbulence, or excuse me, Rhapsody there as the reversal.
Oh my god, the overhead.
Eat this, she said, but not a confirm.
For so many players, that Belial 5H is the god button. So to stuff that means you're stuffing everything.
Yeah, stuffing the mash attempt from Lightice's DMac on the plus frames from the deep MDP.
Solid under here, going to pressure. This may be DMac's comfort, zone. Not wanting to play the neutral ever again in this round.
The sequence continues. Still plus.
Plus forever. No, poke out.
I would say far H into super is a pretty good bet for DMac here to secure the round, no matter the circumstance.
And you can see that far H coming out. They're fishing for it. There's one.
Asimodeus. I mean, at this point, you could also throw EX Fireball off of the far H and link into a combo pretty safely. That would reduce the damage slightly, though.
Empty jump low. Lightice evening up the life bars here ever so slightly. And
oh, yeah, now it's dead even.
finding that mid-screen where they've been excelling so far.
Ooh, counter hit far M. Combos into M Asimodeus. A nice safe choice for counter hit only.
My question is, does Lightice trust their confirms? And does Lightice know what to do with their 15 meter?
Ooh, no confirm there from DMac. I think that could have been it with another light into EX Asimodeus.
Oh, waiting to find it, but no, gets counter poked right in neutral, and DMac finding some footing here, turning it back around.
I mean, I like we were saying, whether it's a fireball raw or a fireball off of a far H, it's a good idea. It's Goisha. This is Belial's stool that has stood the test of time.
Incredibly strong tool, and yeah, having a lot of utility in many situations here, adding some plus frames to the stack.
But Lightice was so powerful on defense, just a fortress, unshaken. Will only tech on a few occasional reads.
Changing up the timing a little bit in these neutral situations. Lightice still hasn't gone for too much of the Pogo Oki that we've seen in the past from this character. Maybe looking for those reversals and again trying to just like edge them out of the list of opportunities.
Looking to make some opportunities maybe by walking back, making those small adjustments on block. Trying to set up some whip punishes.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, really wanting to bank on the whiff punish game.
Oh. Actually, it's stray hits. Forget that.
Yep.
That as a counter hit is actually a combo starter into 2M.
Yeah. You can get that 5L going pretty well too.
Yep.
Full range, maybe not so much, but it's a really good button. Command grab gold, that is just never dealt with.
And that could have been super from DMac. Off the air, and there's a super from Lightice, teaching the lesson.
Oh, not quite enough.
Doesn't do as much damage from far away, but the throw will seal it. Okay, this might go the distance now. We'll see.
Lightice finally going in off of a knockdown, maybe feeling like the first time the whole set, but still you could see they edged out that just little bit of safety just in case something came out.
Here he goes. Steers it down, looking for some coverage. Steal that turn, but no punish. All right, Lightice, got some chip in there at least.
It can be a little scary if you can't discern the difference between the light and the medium reversal, which have very different properties.
Well, if it made contact with you on the ground, it was the light.
Yep.
That's the rule. Just got to process that contact was made. Nice whip punish from DMac. A whip punish of his own to pick it up. Oh! Perfect timing on the overhead. Bait the throw. Huge damage, and the super's critical. Now DMac will have some time during this knockdown to get cooldowns back. DP's still there for a hit confirm. If the block string goes on. Oh! Waited and baited. Probably looking for a Rhapsody. Reset into command grab.
Not quite a true combo, but working out pretty well for DMac.
Happy little reset.
Absolutely. Ooh. And the fireball pickup to do that last bit of damage.
H into Goisha. That's the classic. It's taken so many rounds, even in this set alone. Not to mention the game's whole life. This one's the set point. It could be a big day for H into Goisha if DMac can use it to take this round. Kind of playing the set from behind, but now equal score.
I think DMac using the fireball game to get Lightice's fireball game started as well. You know, increasing the amount of things that you have to do to maintain that spacing. And baited into a nice punish.
Got a couple normals in there. Would have liked to have seen a special for sure.
Yeah, Lightice has been looking for these reversals the whole game, and now starting to find them. Their punishes, I think, are going to get better and better. So this is a pretty integral place for DMac to stay really tight, not spend too many dangerous cooldowns.
We've been talking about the success of the fireball game, and even in this round, just the fact that Zeta's laser doesn't go straight through other projectiles anymore has made this matchup so much harder for her, and it's really showing in this round.
Oh.
If that were Asimodeus, that could have been the biggest combo ever. But it was command grab. All right, there's M Asimodeus for a strong knockdown. Oh, goodbye.
Big hit. I think that could be everything.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just spend that stuff. You got so much meter, so many cooldowns. You cannot get hit by this character when they have resources. It's dangerous. You can't get hit by them when they don't.
Especially not in a counter-hittable recovery state like that. Throw tech whiff.
It's so scary. You know, over the course of a set 2 playing so solid, you want to find those grabs when your life starts dwindling. It's just so tense. Like, and especially in the corner situation, there's so many places where Belial can thread in a little bit of a turn skip.
Yeah, I would say though that combo did probably about 7 grabs worth of damage.
It did.
About 7, I would say. They do like 1,000 each. It did maybe 6, I'll say.
I mean,
being honest.
Sometimes you have that moment where you have to choose between getting
do you want
killed
to become
in one
a firework, or do you want to become
or getting grabbed 7 times in a row? and Granblue will treat you that way. But clutch of DMac to break that neutral wall that we saw for the majority of that set, even throughout that last round. None of that ever really broke, but you know, when you have those bombos, you gotta find your way through it and convert when you get that hit. And maybe you don't need as many hits as your opponent at that point.
That definitely was the tail of the tape for that set. I would say the first game, the confirms were always on point, or at least maybe the first round of the first game.
Yeah.
We saw great confirms from Ice off of the buttons, but then it became too many stray buttons, and you can't hold the waves back forever that way. You have to at some point land one huge combo and keep them back. And 2 players that aren't any stranger to the value of confirmed hits. Imp and Shuaboo, 2 of our previous winners here on our stream. This is surely a winner's match in the pool, no doubt. Maybe winners round 2, maybe winners round 3. But in a pool, that's already pretty close to making it out. So maybe the winner makes it out, we'll see. It's Imp and Shuaboo. It probably won't be a 6 mirror, it might be 6 versus Anre, unless Shuaboo is excited by Imp's 6.
Yeah, I think, you know, no one ever wants to play the mirror match, right? Any
I put
game,
my ego on the line every game.
title.
I'll play it. I'll play it always.
It's nice. It's not about ego. It's about that looking in the mirror and
that's the ego. That's what ego is.
No, it's something else. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Super ego?
It could be one of those.
Yeah. We don't have to read up on our textbook psychology right now. We have to read up on frame data and move names.
You just hate your own tools for a while. It's a little deafening, and Shuaboo not going to have any part of it unless this is a button check. Willing to try their best to space Imp out with the Anre, perhaps.
Yeah.
Definitely a situation where you have to play a keep away game. Anre's defensive options are decent, but the offense coming from 6.
Yeah. Who, by the way, as you can hear in our game with our language settings, is called Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Against Uno, who we've been calling Anre.
Anre, Uno.
My favorite character pronunciation difference, though, in the game's life, and I always try to bring it up at least once in every commentary block of mine. When player 1 on launch for Gran was Gran, and player 2 was Gran.
Gran. That's very funny.
Were you a Gran or a Gran main?
Yeah. Would you fight for port priority if you?
Well, unfortunately, I played Percy forever, but I would probably play player 2 Gran instead of Gran.
I want to say that I played Gran.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
player
hard
1?
to say. Yeah, our styles are a little different, right? You know,
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a Gran, you're a Gran.
Well, here you are in the player 1 seat on commentary as well.
It's it's working out pretty fine for me on here, but you got to be flexible. If I needed to play Gran for a little while, I think I could handle it.
Hey, maybe when we go to break, we can switch seats or something. And this is not quite a break, but something in between. It's a warm-up, the button check, by the way.
Unless button check.
It'd be very weird if it was.
This is an aggressive button check we got here.
Really aggressive button check. No, they're playing. They're for sure playing. This is violent. I thought they were button checking.
No way. Uno on the screen. We're calling Anre or Uno? I see Anre on the screen too.
Yeah, pretty weird. Pretty weird how it goes like that.
But at any rate, I also see Anre on the ground, getting hit by a big super.
Well, I think he was in the sky right there, but now he's back on the ground blocking it out.
Or the hover. I don't know. It's impossible to say. A lot of pressure in the corner, certainly, but finding their way out and keeping that pressure going. OD. We're going to look for some chip damage here. And finding it slowly.
Completely special moveless is Imp. Shuaboo has to take advantage here and now while there's no threat of Imp contesting. Now counter is back. Now all the specials are back. Imp is fully dangerous.
you are cycling those cooldowns to get that advantage state with, with 6.
No super off that far normal. It was even a counter hit. I don't know what Anre can do personally there, but
another one.
Shuaboo still has this overdrive, meaning super still available.
Yeah, I think easy super could do it. Oh, we'll take it now.
Well, there it is.
Putting the cooldown.
Trusting the damage with the Beyblade.
Never the super there. Maybe just panic going right into the B&B.
Maybe saving us all some time. Considerate and respectful of Imp, who really put on a great show in the first round here against Shuaboo. Slowed down the round tremendously, even while playing a rushdown character like Sheesh.
Yeah, I think we saw in that first game with Imp that they are no stranger to that slow play, the solid neutral, the whiff punishing game. You can do that with the extended hurt boxes here, but Shuaboo going to be very familiar with the 6 game plan, right?
Absolutely.
Like, maybe the most familiar.
And maybe responsible for some of its design or some of its proliferation across the globe, at least across our country here, the United States of America. Shuaboo literally coming from west to east here at East Coast Throwdown. And, you know, we used to really like our regional coastal narratives here in the FGC. This is one playing out. You can't get much further east than Boston, where Imp is based.
It really is coast to coast here in this match in pools.
Yeah. Straight to the counter. And throwing a counter of his own. Moving forward now is Imp, securing some position.
Stealing a turn. More turns to steal. Okay.
Man, you hear 6 yell, "Sucka! Sucka!"
It's when you block the flip kick, right?
Yeah, and it's like, "I'm plus, sucka!"
Oh,
I am. I'm plus, and my 2M's faster than yours. And my far L's faster than yours.
A lot of fast buttons, but the range is what Shuaboo is going to have to rely on.
Oh,
jumping right into a terrible range. And no, a little further out. Maybe not the worst range, but a little pickup will finish it off for Imp.
Let's
going
go,
up
Imp.
around.
Yes, let's go, Imp. I love that. Waiting in the perfect spot for a trip guard style interrupt from far end to super. Even knowing that the super cutscene wouldn't trigger, it's still a good knockdown, and it was enough for Imp to take the round.
Absolutely. And yeah, you're happy to get that damage on the board to cash out, unless you're using those for a little more offense, which 6 has many ways to get without it. Oh, what a pickup. Did you see that?
So much damage, all thanks to the rushdown. Full corner positioning secured. And at this point, a throw will kill Imp. So will stray hits too, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 1 or 2.
Shuaboo has more rushdown to spend right there. That medium really amazing as a follow-up for those spacing traps. That frame trap is going to be really strong when Anre has that 50 meter.
It even counters projectiles. What are you supposed to do? I guess you're supposed to sit there and fall and then whip punish it when it's finally over. But you're submitting so much by just pausing in the middle of your rushdown sequence as a rushdown character. Like, you don't want to fall back on that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to fall too deeply into your archetype either, but like, Shuaboo demonstrating that a zoner can play rushdown.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right about that. I mean, let's think about this. Anre has 2 dive kicks.
Yeah.
He has jump unique and an air special. Just slightly different timings. But that's how intricately the character is designed to play around other players' defensive habits.
Yeah. And, you know, when you're playing 6, you're just happy to have 1 dive kick.
Yeah, exactly. 6 is jealous.
I guess the character has 2 dive kicks, sort of.
Yeah, air projectile counts. Yeah.
Only needs a little bit more damage here to even up the games, though. Imp doing really well. Okay.
Bar confirmed, but Shuaboo didn't have any specials. The combo, and there's Imp! Air projectile whip punish, a completely disconnected hitbox, was exactly what he needed. Staying safe in the air, above that beak driver-esque hitbox from Anre. And they stick with the characters, they move right in. The Coliseum will host a quick and deadly first to 2. Counter hit overhead, but it was an airborne overhead, so Shuaboo didn't quite die from it. Here comes Imp! Let's go, Imp!
Strike throw at its finest.
Imp throwing it down for the East Coast. And mashing Abare wake up all the way back to mid-screen. And even having to rely on backshift is such a sink of resources compared to the more aggressive rushdowns and the combo conversions that Shuaboo no longer has access to. Still only at 40 meters. Imp is trying to end it here and now. This is the round. Just a throwaway.
Yeah, as Anre, you really want to be able to spend that meter on offense, on those conversions.
It could be 2 counters.
Oh, what a hit.
And then not in range of the wall bounce.
Oh! What a jab out, Imp not afraid to press.
A barre once again from Imp.
Pressing their offense here into a potential set point, and this would be a huge upset. This could make Shuaboo a 6-player.
A 6-player, maybe for the rest of the tournament. We'll see. I don't know. Or maybe the point of ECT for this to test the weapon that is the Anre.
You see that like long-range bait on the parry and the follow-up scratch to convert on it. So good by Imp, whose momentum is just like untenable right now.
And Shuaboo didn't quite know how to convert him off the air interrupt on the overhead, despite the counter hit state, and Imp's taking full advantage of that. The corner is still locked down. Just kidding. Commentator's blessing for Shuaboo. Escaping the corner with a beak driver, sliding under. That's brilliant. Shuaboo has so much more space to work with, and is approaching the super range now. Overdrive could be it, yes.
Overdrive and great pressure here. Oh no, but counter of their own. You've got a dive kick, I've got a counter. The tools are closer than you would expect for these two characters, but
it's true.
Oh, and the pressure! What an amazing sweep. Huge upset for Imp going up 2-1 over Shuaboo.
Doing so in style in that comfortable position like we were talking about, was still leaning back on that hotel flexible chair. And really never faltered throughout the whole performance. Not a single like blip, no signs of nerves, nothing.
No, just very much stuck to their game plan and coming into this tournament with, I would say, a really solid, like knowing exactly what they want to do. We saw in their first match some amazing whiff punishes, pressure when they needed it, and a little bit of tightening up initially, but it's really nice to have that first round before you go up against those high seeds, because you want to be on your A game when you find someone like Shuaboo in bracket. Imp was on their A game.
You saw the far M and the 2M in particular. Those buttons from Imp looked incredible in their hands. Anyway, awesome. So we have we've had a lot of fine words to say about our matches and players so far, but we also want to talk about our wonderful, fine page over on Matcherino. Nothing but fine words for this particular page, on which you can win dozens of particularly cool prizes, but that ECT stick over there, excuse me, leverless controller, also an option, in the red, white, and black. I'm dressed in it right now, so I feel like I would look pretty good in it, even though I'm a pad player.
Yeah, you know, we've been able to see the merch firsthand here, but everyone at home also has a chance to get something really special. I believe on the Matcherino, you can look into a merch store. Additionally, if you do direct contributions, you can be entered into a raffle to win those sticks, as well as a handful of other prizes. All of that goes to a pool that will go directly to the players of this tournament. That kind of crowdfunding is just like a really amazing way to pump up those winnings, make that envelope a little bit more plump when it gets to the top players of this tournament. So
I'm on the top 5 games as well. Personally, you and I are no stranger to shouting out Matcherino pages, so it's nice to see one offline here at ECT.
Truly.
I entered a raffle as well for the stick. I just got 1 ticket in there. Wonderful $2 spent, and now I'm excited for the rest of the day and tomorrow. There's always something to look forward to here. Pools tomorrow as well. More games to commentate, more blocks. Lennox has been looking forward to this particular pool probably for the past 2 months, or maybe since before he registered.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe since before this game even came out or something. Been looking forward to ECT.
I feel like potentially, yeah, since first hearing the little chimes when you select on these screens, that's the moment you know. And
he's just that kind of guy.
Yeah. Lennox is like, ready to rip all the time. Like, you can hear the applause from Lennox back here when it goes up. You can see it happen at home. You might be able to hear it happen at home. I'm not actually sure.
Yeah.
But what can be certainly said.
There's the clap
right now. Did
I
anyone
think
hear
it comes
at home?
through on the mic, because I think I hear it through yours.
Absolutely. And that energy, you know, that is something that you see in the character. It's what you see in the play style.
Yeah, but Merp is one of the hardest contests for Lennox so far. However, like I mentioned, Lennox has been playing Prada in casuals all day to warm up for the Cagliostros. Had previously faced one in our previous player second state, and is now continuing through the Cagliostro gauntlet with this Lancelot, a character really well equipped for the matchup, by the way, just for his blessed movement in the air and on the ground. Fastfall and 6-6H are particularly difficult for Cagliostro to work against. But Merp, no stranger to any matchup or any ability to convert in this game. You'll see great combos and pickups, a lot of corner containment. Even still, right, the choice to run under instead of trying to anti-air is what allowed Merp to keep that corner position just a little bit longer.
I think in a lot of situations against Lancelot, especially someone who's really familiar with those really jumping turbulence options, you need to know the moments where you can run under and get a little bit more advantage from those states. There are situations where only one of those 2 jumping attacks hits if you cross under. and it gives you more frame advantage on the ground than you would have otherwise. Merp trying to avoid all of this, really just trying to get the traps game going and establish their own offense.
Oh! Straight into the overdrive to steal the turn and switch sides, but drop the combo. That could have been the start of something big for Lennox, who was playing that round from the back, from behind, and just was really clawing their way in piece by piece. That could have been a big turn.
The frame advantage on that sort of rush has changed drastically since the beginning of this game. So it's not always quite as plus as it used to be. Lennox knowing that OD could get jabbed on right there, a really good way to try to swing things, but not quite enough. Having a lot of pressure into game 2 here, almost on a half-life. Merp, who has to burn some cooldowns to get out of the corner, but finds the side switch and lots of damage off of it.
Yeah, straight into the hula hoop. 2 loops for Merp. Oh, great hit for Lennox to switch sides, but unfortunately I think the combo choice faltered a little bit there off the air-to-air. Here's a big pickup though. Next combo will surely end the round for Lennox.
Oh,
and the punish!
Oh, not quite ready. Great bait on the overdrive, but didn't find the punish right after.
Lennox was ready, but went for the close H instead of close L, and I think that slowness is what cost him.
Yeah, I think maybe
God, that's a heartbreaker.
Early too, but oh, bummer. Well, you know, the thing though is like being able to do that in a tense situation, like a high-level match like this. These are still moments of growth, right? Like it's something that you have to be comfortable with. You can see there, just like, okay, got it. I can do it. I just have to finish the plate. And
maybe next time I'll go for close M, just a little faster.
Yeah, those adjustments, you know, those do have to happen mid-set, even at the highest level.
Oh, wow, Lennox floating in the air long enough with the turbulence.
Great sweep there.
I'm really impressed with both of their abilities to avoid the other set play tools and portals and ice balls, but it's just the normals right now that are the problem for Merp against Lennox. Whoa, that hula hoop hit on both sides.
Interesting. Okay, nice OD to get out of that pressure situation.
Early OD.
You're seeing both players are really like trying to avoid Oki at all costs because both characters have such impressive offense.
Oh!
OD, a great way to do that, and the chip damage being a huge factor here. Oh, what a mash out on heavy too.
Yeah, Merp might have to overdrive to avoid the chip death here. Actually, Lennox getting hit though took him out of overdrive, so now the normals don't do chip, and things are actually pretty advantageous for Merp, who has Lennox cornered. Oh!
Attempting to jab out, and oh no. Okay,
unchippable
overdrive.
Now. That was the attempt from Lennox. Almost got it. Lennox now has rushdown off of that blocked spear, so Lennox has a great cancel option and can maybe go through projectiles with the rushdown as well. But chip will not be it. Certainly not.
Oh, pressure here. The turbulence. Great way out.
Merp definitely thought that was about to get anti-aired by the close H.
Yeah.
But Lennox pressed that falling jump L rather, pretty early, I think, and maybe counter hit it. That's impressive. Let's go, Lennox. Lennox playing too well to commentate in a few hours. Will be unavailable for top 8 if in it. We'll see. Just outside of the spear range. Great spot for Lennox to camp, and now ran out of the corner. But Merp with a nice preemptive portal on the ground. Comboed off it. Little piece, and spacing the hula hoop well. There's another hard knockdown.
Wow.
Oh, that's a punish. Showing Lennox how it's done with the overdrive spot dodge punish, but then dropping the combo. Gives Lennox a chance to be in overdrive now too. Let's see it. Oh, almost got a super opportunity. Oh, there were 3 far L's whiffing there. We need something. Get the reset, get a super, something.
Yeah, this pressure is really scary and goes under. Oh my gosh.
Lennox is alive, awake.
Yeah, let's go. Puts that game on the board on Merp.
Surviving the scramble and screaming. The Warriors cry.
You were talking about that cross under earlier for Cagliostro going into Lennox's turbulence, but Lennox finding some inspiration in that maybe to take that round.
Yes. Been inspired this whole day fighting the CAG Gauntlet, all in preparation. Trying to clear this in winners.
All right, getting out of there.
You see that 6-6H, that movement right under the portals. Content to just let CAG camp and build up a big rock. It hardly made a difference. Well, that's going to make a difference. Throwing into portal. Great corner carry, but without being fully cornered, the damage isn't that terrifying. speaking of not that terrifying, obviously these are pretty small chunks at a time, but they really add up. Lennox just got like 3 hits out of that sequence, and if one of these gets fully confirmed, Lennox might have a chance to take it. Maybe a counter hit 6-6H. That's what I was going to say.
Ooh,
oh!
that's plus.
Yeah, spaced it well.
And this chip is adding up even without OD, which we are popping now, trying to really finish it. And
oh, Merp's in trouble.
yeah, Merp does not have the resources to do anything about this. Lennox going up into potential set point here on Merp.
And yeah, Cag looking pretty reversalist right now, but that EX teleport just exists and is an invincible option. But Lennox's work, anti-airing with close M or running to the other side and just disengaging when the teleport does get Cag out has been masterful, almost natural. Here's
Really
a crouching
kind of
combo
like
though.
figuring out exactly where they need to be. Big damage.
That's a big rock. Big rock block string. Lennox knows to block it out.
And they're so willing to wait. Really good defense by Lennox here.
Any big chance? Oh, that's
Oh, lucky break.
a blessing from God. Here comes Lennox.
And again, getting out of there, creating the scramble situation, and then containing it.
The round begins. Just arrived at overdrive. That could be a big chance for the comeback.
Oh, jumping out. Oh, the jump off the wall too. Again, so evasive.
Well, with overdrive here and SSBA available, Lennox does have a shot for this round. There's a pickup. Doesn't get much better than that.
Hard knockdown. We're going to the mix. We're going to the OD. Cannot do anything about that.
What?
No sway.
What just happened? Hula hoop reversal?
Oh, and the pickup
Hey.
off of the overhead.
Well, look, if it took Merp overheading there in a not even set point situation, well, now Lennox has a chance to be more ready for possible future overheads in this round now that is clearly the most important of the set. Both players take a second, neither skip the win pose. Set point both players.
Oh, tries to go under the teleport again.
Where's the combo?
Oh, freaking out here.
Gotta
Big
stay
hit.
composed, regardless of the round score, the game score. Both of them neutralizing the other's projectile elements. Kind of a fair trade. They're dead even in meter. But now Merp definitely has an advantage in life. Oh, walk forward. Definitely had time to block too. Try not to get
Trap's
squished.
still alive. Oh no.
Goodbye. Wait, is that it? No.
No, not quite.
Combo could have been bigger.
100 meter on their side, but almost no life.
Plus
Lennox gonna
Master
have to find
Lennox.
a Hail Mary and no.
I think the only shot there was landing and then supering.
Not respecting the traps there,
Yeah.
really just wanting to find a way out of a conspicuous situation. But gotta hand it to Lennox in that winner's bracket near upset moment.
Could have been our second in a row.
Played really well and such an interesting matchup at that level. You saw narrowly avoiding so many offensive tricks from both players, both characters. I was watching some of the traps get triggered by Lancelot on the ground that were then EX turbulenced out of before they procced.
Yes.
And then the air dive would come back down at a diagonal, not landing on the other one.
Yes.
And just very unique movement options and awareness to be in the right place, but also to make it the right place, right? Because that was a dangerous spot to be in 1 second ago.
And the Cagliostro players become so accustomed to just having players land onto the portal and have tons of damage applied. Specifically, Lance, specifically with Turbulence, has a great response to that, and Lennox knew it going in. Maybe learned it today and was already applying it against both of the CAG so far, almost upsetting Merp in the process, so a great run from him. Will continue in loser's side, but we're probably not going to get to see quite as much of that.
Yeah.
But we'll update you as the brackets go on, and you can follow along as well on our start.gg page for East Coast Throwdown. Plenty of rapid updates going on there for any of your friends who are interested in. You know, we could always bring it up on our phones too.
Yeah,
be
take
real
a look,
professional
see
about
what's
it.
on
Yeah.
there. But yeah, going to have some more breakneck matches here. Imp versus slashgg on deck. I think it's going to be Ferry and 6. Sheesh, if you will.
Oh, that was Lennox's top 8 qualifier.
Oh,
Winner's side.
getting there.
Yeah.
Close. That precipice can feel very nearby
It still is.
sometimes, and it still
On
is.
the loser side, though, you just have to be willing to think of yourself as a loser while making top 8.
Lower.
Yeah, and no losers on screen right now, by the way. Probably winners finals in the pool at this point.
Yeah.
And it is Imp over Shuaboo right now, and the opponent slashgg is actually probably an even bigger obstacle at this point.
Yeah. I mean, this is another one of those long-range matchups, which Imp has shown they're very comfortable with in this game. Been whiff punishing some really long buttons and keeping the pressure on when they need to, but very able to bait out those defensive options and punish appropriately as well. So we'll see. I don't know how 6 players view this matchup.
Yeah.
If they are not a fan of getting outboxed, or if they think they can just go and ball once they're in.
I think it's unrealistic to expect being outboxed for very long. Air projectile, wall dive, oh, what? In
right
order,
now.
it was air projectile, wall dive, and they came out, and that is how you get in. I was just about to say it. But how about doing both in sequence?
Oh, wow. Spending that 50 immediately to maintain pressure in the corner. That is definitely what you want to do in baiting a reversal of their own. Imp is already in the head of slashgg, whose reversals are just not going to convert in this round 1.
In the head and intangibly inside the opponent's hurt box with that meaty close L, recovering in time, still punishing slashgg's first DP. A very discouraging sign for the fate of Ferry's DP in this matchup. Imp always has those meaty lights on deck.
For sure.
The safest option in this game. Oh, delayed overhead,
wait.
even punishes the parry. That's pretty matchup aware and player aware for slashgg.
Both players playing an incredibly smart offensive game. And oh, what a pickup. Immediate instant overhead into conversion with that Ferry install. Something that I have not seen for a little while here, but it is still here and it is still very real.
Wow, you and me have been commentating that Ferry install since Season 1, and the utility's only gotten stronger over time, actually. She can do her dive kick into her air normals while she's in it as well, so she's a threat everywhere on the screen.
Yeah. But right now, not so much of a threat in this corner where we see Imp establishing that same strike throw game that got them into this matchup.
Yeah, and a very aggressive bait for a throw was that run up into back shift. A much safer way to move out of the opponent's range while still threatening and possibly baiting a throw tag. But all the meter is gone now. Imp lost everything on some big offensive gambles. Almost picked up a killer combo there on the air-to-air.
Baited.
Oh!
And that may have been a misinput. I feel like that was very far out to try to reestablish something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought maybe overdrive was the look. Nonetheless, Imp wasn't overextending and wasn't giving an easy opportunity to use overdrive as a reversal. So I understand slashgg's pain as well.
And getting hit by the jumping light into the corner.
Oh, did you hear that? The overhead got thrown. That was reversal overhead from slashgg. The sound effect tells everything. Meaty overdrive, still plus. 2+ actually. Something whiffed there. The close L.
What a jump out. Real gutsy jump out there. Just knowing that slashgg's afraid of that counter.
Yeah. Imp's like, what are you baiting? You're gonna, I mean, it makes sense because at this point in life, the counter itself will kill Ferry. So Imp still has it to use and possibly kill from a half screen.
All right, Ferry going to OD as well.
Counter, 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 counter. I feel like it's gonna come.
It is.
Oh no, it's still a barre every time.
Everyone was looking for it, right?
Yes.
Maybe establishing the run-up grab to beat it, but couple light, 5 Ls, 2 Ls rather, will come out there.
It's such a challenging spot to try to kill 6 in life.
Well, this is where you do not want to be versus 6. And every time, Imp pushing their opponent to the corner today. Look at that attempt to whiff punish. You cannot be feeling comfortable anywhere on this screen.
Wow. Yeah. At this point too, Imp, I don't know, this slow approach, it gives a little bit more time for these GGs to come out, but they're not a threat from this far away, and Imp trusts his ability to say Berserker Barrage, counter hit Sucka into mid-screen combo, rushing down through the normal. No cancel though.
Doesn't bait the OD. We are back in that situation where Chip becomes a little bit more of a threat.
Overdrive plus Ferry install super sounds really scary.
And just the little bit of damage it's adding. Oh, well, let's see how scary it is.
She's out of overdrive now at least. Imagine if those
Imp's
normals
out of the
did
corner.
shit. Whoa, kind of like an autocorrect Rekka. Berserker Barrage, and Imp about to secure the round off of it.
Ooh.
Cancelable option, corner position secured. Let's see if this W is
Jumping
secured
back out,
too.
trying to bait something and extending the pressure, but no, Slash is back on the map. GG coming out, but running away from home. Jabs
That almost killed. Oh, Rushdown is the reversal. That's a tactical move if I've ever seen one.
I feel like
knows
that was
it.
like the 3rd or 4th rushdown of that match. The meter economy finally coming to play in this game in its 3rd year.
Yeah, and to do so, I mean, we actually had seen a couple rushdown as a reversal or rushdown as a neutral tools not pay off for Imp there.
Yeah.
But Imp's commitment to the idea, knowing it's good and still sticking to it there, showed true and was the path to a winner's top 8 berth for Imp, I believe.
For
sure. What that means.
You can counter a good button, but it does not make it bad.
Absolutely. And just another option in addition to the counter that people are already terrified of with 6 because you can't dodge it on reaction or on contact.
Yeah.
Also having Rushdown as an invincible aggressive option, it's too much.
It is a lot to keep track of, and you know, when we talk about a character like 6, we always talk about mental stack.
Yeah,
talk about having to consider all of the options that a character on offense might have that could open you up. Adding something like Rushdown to that equation is, I don't know, it can be backbreaking for some people on some days. It's a very good tool. It brings an extra layer of pressure, and we've seen Imp throughout this tournament. They've been able to weave in those rushdowns on top of their regular cooldowns, which allow time to cycle those regular cooldowns.
Exactly.
It makes your pressure strings longer. They deal more chip damage. They're generally just scarier, and they're going to put that stress on the opponent.
That's that meter economy you're referring to, too. One resource contributing to the beneficence of another. It's long-term health. I have been really impressed to see Rushdown's implementation in the combos, providing the time to build up cooldowns, whether you're going to use them on the next knockdown or even in the combo itself.
Yeah.
And 2 characters who greatly have benefited from these mechanics. Cagliostro as well as Belial, always Belial, you know. Maybe not as much as others, because where a lot of characters gain strength because of Rushdown is buffering off of his good normals into something that's plus or safe. Belial's been doing this since release with Far H into EX Goetia.
Yeah, I think a lot of the characters who didn't see enormous like strides from the new mechanics are characters that were already proficient in those spaces, right?
Yeah.
Like, they already did the big damage. They already had reversal options. They already had long pressure strings that were relatively safe to utilize. Whereas characters that have gotten that as a new, tool are eating really well because they've never had that before.
Right.
And it allows their other tools to shine. But
they're in the back room. They got the apple juice snacks, commentary bread,
They're having the apple juice
snacks.
for the first time.
Yeah.
But these 2 characters are goofed off the juice. They've been really strong throughout. They did not need the extra help, but it's there if you need it. If you
that
want
is a juiced Asimodeus hit as a frame trap against second state there. Loser side of the pool now, by the way, we remember.
Yeah, and we'll see if these 2 have warmed up a little bit. I think DMac did pretty well earlier, so finding themselves in losers after against second state, who I think lost the first round that we saw. They seem to have had some time to sort of crystallize their game plan a little bit more, and they've got DMac in a really dangerous spot here in the corner.
Crystallize is a great word to use. We know Cagliostro as the alchemist, surely making use of crystals, garnets, all kinds of that work in alchemy, making those spells. Those spells which are covering the ground right now, being a big threat to be thrown into. Big block string extender. Second state didn't confirm the super off the 3 hits of that Far H. DMac's going to show the value of the hit confirm right now. The super's coming up on the next hit. Got to be on the lookout. It's command grab. Now a regular throwable kill too. And so will an overhead.
Oh! Jump kick won't quite do it, but okay, we're popping OD, trying to get their footing.
Oh, that's a kill.
Oh, what a pickup.
Far range, straight to the spear. I love that choice. Didn't mess around trying to run forward and do any buttons that might whiff. Straight to the special that will steal the job. Steal the show, do the job.
Those traps, the range on those in relation to the spear, you have to be really sure what button you're using to make that ender come out. That had whiffed, it could have put second state in a really bad spot.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There's a ton of recovery on ground spear. Oh, got steered into by the Goetia.
Yeah, using it here to try to get a wrangle on this fireball game, but we've talked about Belial's fireball in the past. Very strong. Controls a lot of space. Oh no. Oh, lucky break. Not a counter hit, but so close to really dangerous.
Yeah, just a whip punish. And DMac 2+ off Goetia to go for the throw. Second state.
Here we go.
Able to win that scramble. A raw overhead. Not much to do off of the hit there.
Those little teleports back just to try to maybe skip a turn.
Wow.
Oh, teleport through.
That was raw. That was just so raw. DMac thought that he was too cornered for any teleport to go through to the other side, but second state squeezed Cagliostro's body in there and stole the round off of it, honestly.
One of the better cinematic specials in this game.
Yes, the CAG fans everywhere go crazy. That's a permanent statue back there. Second state's happy about that one, I'm sure, but can't be relying on just the full screen cross-up teleport to take games in the future of this set, I don't think. I think now DMac will be pressing buttons a little bit more actively on reaction to teleport, probably trying to contest it. Oh, second hit DP, come on. It's not MVP, I promise. He flashed. It's yellow. There's MVP.
There's MVP. Got to hold that. Yeah. Oh, and we're on our way out, though. Nice.
Wow.
Oh, what a pickup.
Some rock charge, too. Yeah. Hitting the combo limit, basically juicing everything that's possible out of the combo.
Yeah, unique routing and finding that hard knockdown and the rock charge. But again, gold throw from DMac. Always going to find a way into the matchup.
Ooh.
Oh, what a snipe.
Pointy upward Goetia. A raw teleport, counter hit H again.
Good reversal out.
It's good because it worked. And there's a reversal.
Good because it worked.
And this one will kill.
That will definitely kill.
How many SSBAs are we going to see? That's two in a row now.
Yeah, whatever DMac was looking for there, they are not going to find it. One simple button could cause your demise in a match against someone with 100 meter. And second state doing really well in this match.
See, a lot of conditioning work being done by second state, doing teleports that don't go behind DMac as well as teleporting in front. So with enough like teleport in place options, you become hypnotized. You just get used to the animation and you don't think to punish it when she goes behind you every time.
Jabbing out on the plus frames from MVP. Very brave, but you could see that sort of stutter step from DMac there. I think the second state sniffed that out.
No anti-air. That was a big opportunity for DMac to get a 2H pickup. Oh!
Nice throw.
I like throwing later because greed would have been a tell for the throw being earlier, especially if it were like back throw onto the portal, for example.
DMac playing really slow here, does not want to die to a stray trap or a 5H.
It's still very doable with SSBA here to back up DMac.
No confirm on the jab, but second state is out. This is a really good spot to be in.
Ooh.
Huge tools for that zoning and keeping DMac out of the game, and those are going to eventually force a dangerous approach. Scott,
any approach is dangerous.
Second state was ready with that 5H there to take that round and maintain pressure even if it was blocked.
Yeah, and you know, this game actually makes approaching pretty dangerous in general due to the recovery that you see at the end of a run animation.
Yeah.
If you go straight to holding back, the character can't block immediately. There's a small recovery period, and it was during that particular period that DMac got tagged by second state's far H, right when the character was slowing down, almost ready to block, but not quite. So you gotta, you know, once you're at that low of life, something's gotta happen somehow. It doesn't matter when it happens, it just has to happen. You have to try.
Yeah, you're not going to find the win sitting in the corner, waiting for your out, especially against really good players, especially from Cagliostro, who has so many ways to pressure and prod at you from full screen.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it becomes a walk-in block scenario sometimes, but if you can't do that, you have to go in, you have to make the big read. Mm-hmm. And we've seen DMac have some success with that, with just one big hit into super.
Yes.
It's all you need in some of those situations that look like you might otherwise need to like mount a comeback. But second state, not willing to let that happen. Moving on in the bracket.
And moving on in our particular broadcast of our bracket, by the way, we have Lightice and UberCheesecake coming up. Another loser side match. And two players we're familiar with once again. Lightice playing Zeta, possibly inspired by Real Ice. And UberCheesecake, we saw Ladiva and Percival. Every great command grab character represented at once.
Two best grapplers in the game.
Yeah. Actually, no, we're not going to include Voss. His isn't a real command grab. I don't think so.
It's different.
Too much startup.
Too much startup.
Too
not
reactable.
Real.
Yeah.
Totally reactable. Never get hit.
Honestly, yeah. Where are the Vosses anyway?
Yeah, I think that every so often you hear everyone saying that character is like the best in the game, really scary to deal with, and I think a few folks are picking them up post Evo, just as like you know, new season, new me kind of experience.
Yeah.
So we may see them a little further into the season, so to speak. But no bosses so far, at least in this pool. We'll see if anything happens in the rest of the day. We got a lot of games ahead of us. But it's a scary character to deal with. You know, I think they're a little hard to pick up from the get-go. Your approaches are a little bit different than they are with other characters, but that super armor can be really oppressive. We do not have to worry about it in this current matchup, but we are going to have another very strong big body character with Ladiva.
And the other armored character, Vasaraga's best friend, Zeta, being piloted by Lightice here. Trying to move Zeta light as a feather, float like a butterfly, sing like a bee. That's got to be the motto for this matchup. Because Zeta's always had this hit and run style, and Ladiva has only had the hit and continue to run at you style.
Yeah, hit, run at you, hit again.
And really well equipped to deal with Zeta's reversal Rhapsody in particular, just by having an emphasis on command grabs.
Yeah, you're really happy to have a command grab against the characters with more counter-style reversals.
Yes, exactly. And also, really long range on SPD means that she can be grabbing this thing from like when even she's trying to make reads on your use of it in longer block strings with more pushback. Straight to it with the big swing lariat.
Oh, what a pick.
Happy to return to mid-screen as Lightice. How about a little bit further now? Oh, didn't have the Spear of Arvis back yet. Didn't get the combo. And here's some great corner carry. No, nothing off the 2H though.
Going to string, maybe saving those cooldowns for something in the near future.
Yeah,
oh.
But you know, the really advantageous thing about that headbutt is that it puts them in the crouching position, 2H can combo, and then 2H stands them up so you can get lariat, right? Just kind of wildly buffering the lariat off the far M like UberCheesecake just did doesn't guarantee the standing hit that she needs for the combo.
And that puts you in a bad position if you don't have the read on them standing.
Exactly. So that could have been a big swing. Lightice, though, was very steadfast. Got cornered a couple times, but always fought out and never let it snowball from there. Yeah,
I felt like most of that match happened in that corner, but Lightice is ready to hold that space. It's something you got to do if you want to learn to be good on defense. What empty jump overhead. You love to see it. That is the mix that you cannot be looking out for.
That's the, hey, we're playing this offline. Did you remember that, by the way?
Yeah. Nobody's blocking this. Can't block that either. SPD going to be putting Ladiva here in a pretty good spot, but trying to slow play, not trying to get hit by that counter, and it's going to give Lightice an option again to poke out of this corner that they've had to make home.
And there's the 2H. That is where you get to exit the corner. Thanks for returning to mid-screen. Great advantage.
Wow.
Oh, little kind of
nice
ambiguous
jump.
jump. What's
scary.
going on? Crouching Rhapsody.
Nice throw.
Gets spiked. Oh, and the taunt mask off. No Oki. UberCheesecake made the sacrifice without the life lead. Hey, this is pretty heavily scaled off 2A, or 2L rather. So I don't think a kill here, but maybe a meaty far H. That could lead to a kill.
Getting close. Just a little bit more. Ooh, 2H, 2M instead. Yeah, tagging the legs, trying to catch maybe a backdash or something to get them out of those 2H positions. And nice awareness from UberCheesecake to find the answer there.
Yeah, all about the containment. Often when your Oki isn't very good, just getting the best thing you can is all you need to do.
Yeah.
Just one more hit is all you needed.
Ooh, good lariat. Start pressure off of that.
Ooh, great reads on the whole defensive sequence. Lightice gets out, unscathed, moving forward, starting some momentum. Empty jump, JU. See, there's nothing to bait against Ladiva. There's no reversal.
Yeah, I don't know if they're worried about the command grab coming out.
Dang.
But if you're already in midair, like it is a non-issue. Nice jump in here from UberCheesecake.
Oh, looking for the big plays. Played himself, and Lightice getting to take advantage. SSBA available for any combo.
There's no sweeter fruit than seeing 5U on screen, but UberCheesecake a bit too hungry for it there. Ooh, lariat gonna get stuffed as well, and
that leads to super jump. Why'd you super jump? One frame grab reversal. That doesn't work. And UberCheesecake knew it. That's a great way to just steal a quick game as a Ladiva player. And, you know, I say steal, but let's say it. UberCheesecake owned that one. You can't be safe jumping a grab-type reversal. Do that against DPs, which Ladiva doesn't have.
Yeah, that is an earned win for sure. And, I mean, as Zeta, you know the efficacy of a safe jump, right? Like, you've been countering those for your entire tenure in this game.
Yeah.
So knowing that things work around those effectively
it's important.
Yeah, it's very important, and I'm sure it's something that both of them have, but it's about if you can access that in the moment, or if you're hungry for the kill.
one of the best ways to avoid the Ladiva reversals instead is by going for overheads and pogos, staying in the air. Oh, that's a reset kill. UberCheesecake trying to take it quick now.
No!
Oh! Too quick on the execution, a little bit too high. And how about another one? You can't keep relying on the same thing. It doesn't work against the Ladiva reversal. Ladiva has the best reversal in the game for exactly safe jumps.
Lightice learning twice here as UberCheesecake reaches towards set point, and I don't think you'll be seeing that option again. Lightice not wanting to get grabbed.
Oh, doesn't want to get hit either, but the hit is so rewarding. What?
Yeah, you don't always get to pick. Oh, okay, nice jump out. No punish, unfortunately, but finding their way out of the corner with the string, worth it.
Every single grab getting dodged now.
Wow, what a tag on that rush too.
And by dodge, I mean jumps, of course. The dodges themselves can be thrown.
Oh, big hit.
Just needs a super to finish it off.
Saving that for a special occasion.
That's a kill, no matter what.
Huge damage here.
All right, Uber.
And the boot to finish it. UberCheesecake going to advance. Good stuff from them.
Standing up on Q with Ladiva. Very excited about her own win, just as the players ought to be.
Yeah, I mean, that was a few really important misunderstandings in the matchup on Lightice's side. Unfortunately, resulted in a lot of damage, a couple of 1 rounds.
Those 2 supers, especially costly, because it's not just taking the full damage of the supers as reversals, which, you know, was probably about 75% adding up.
Yeah.
But also the loss of all of the momentum that was being built from the beginning of what should have been their offensive sequence.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, it forcing yourself to adjust to that mid-set that taxes you, especially at the end of a set like that. So UberCheesecake no slouch in that matchup, finding the correct offense, landing the 5U, and doing a lot of work off of the headbutts. Really good reads on that second headbutt throughout, right? Yeah. Choosing whether or not to bring that into play. And they had the conversions ready when they came out, so definitely earned that damage, got those wins. We'll be seeing a little bit more of them later.
Well, I think, according to the text on our screen, our next match is Shuaboo and Lennox, but I think I see 2 different players sitting down.
I do see Shuaboo here, but I think we're looking at second state again, the Cagliostro from earlier.
There we go. All right. Well, maybe then, what could that have been? Could that mean that Lennox played second state in losers and lost?
Maybe. I don't know, because I'm trying to remember how far down the line they were, but you know, everyone at this stage of the bracket is a threat.
Or our staff is sorting it out right away. Okay. Oh, and I think it's just something else actually.
They just came up and whispered to Shuaboo. They said, "You're Lennox now.
You're Lennox.
You have to.
You're doing this for Lennox." I mean, you know, I feel like the 6 players and the Lancelot players have a mutual bond of playing the fast boys.
Oh,
they understand each other.
Yeah, one can become the other.
And they pay respect to the heritage, right? Because Lancelot's the original.
Yeah.
He's the original fast guy.
Vintage, heirloom.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I do wonder if we're going to be seeing 6, though. I think losing with Anre earlier on in this bracket is often the thing that gets people to switch into another character if they're kind of in between, right? But Shuaboo could be gung-ho on the Anre game plan here, and I think that the Cagliostro matchup obviously is going to be very different from 6.
Is that Steven Stone, the Pokemon champion, on second stage shirt?
Oh, you can bet it is.
That's really cool.
Metagross in the back there.
Oh my god, that's the coolest shirt I've ever seen. Is that being sold here today? Can I buy that? It must be.
Gotta go check out the little vendor aisle, see if anyone's got the sauce, you know?
Yeah. Sauced up Steven Stone. Some alliteration for the chat today.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, they agree to play now.
Yep. I guess
a
I'm
little
Lennox
fist
now.
bump between them.
Lennox in the back, giving a little coaching.
Yeah, I wonder. Wait, maybe Lennox plays the winner.
Yeah, that's possible.
I think that might be the case. Yeah. And that's why he's lurking so close and watching so closely, just like us. All good, all good. We all get mixed from time to time. We might see
I feel like I've been mixed my whole life in fighting games.
Your whole life?
In fighting games.
Yeah, from time to time to time
Maybe
to time,
before
all the time.
Yeah.
For as much time as you remember.
Why else would you play?
You get mixed and you inflict mix.
Yeah.
It's a pendulum that has to swing both ways.
For sure.
A Newton's cradle.
Wow. And getting mixed immediately at round start.
By yourself, by
Yeah.
your own choice to teleport.
Bamboozled. Huge offense being mounted here by Second State right from the get-go.
And the meaty portal was actually so meaty that it whiffed against Anre. He was just sitting there.
All right, Shuaboo eyes up, looking into these pressure strings, finding the outlets for a little bit of a response, and now full screen, doing the damage. Oh wow, teleport through, really good.
All right, overdrive reversal. Now, of course, that special move from Anre, you know, full screen poke, but you can't cancel it like you could normal, so it's not quite as strong as a long range normal would be. But it's nice when you have chip to apply, but chip is not relevant right now either. Both players overdrived up, revving their overdrive engine.
Scott just baiting some approaches from Shuaboo and then teleporting through them. Really just like looking for something, and I
Invincible.
cannot believe that hit. That is so far out.
So invincible, so active is the teleport. Second State knew that was going to work. Shuaboo almost had the spacing perfect to avoid it, but just barely crept into it at the last frame. Nice. That's great coverage. Spinning to stay active with the weapon and also hitting out of the air with that special move from Anre.
Sort of mid-screen pressure in the corner. It can only last for so long, but Shuaboo's been so good at threading some of these strings of normals.
I confirm. Great corner carry and the slide to add a little bit more. And now any combo hit, it's especially more rewarding. Anre doesn't have access to a long-range wall bounce like a lot of the other characters, but once he's there, he can make that damage count. And it's counting right now for a one-game score with a perfect on top. The 7 golden letters actually in gold in this game. Oh my god, that character's 10 feet tall.
So cool. Traditionally the tallest character in Granblue Fantasy. Oh, big
Incredible.
jump in.
Spot dodging the hula hoop, unable to find a punish though. Sometimes when you get those narrow spot dodges and you're not sure on the data, going for throw can be a great way to secure damage while people are respecting your spot dodge.
Yeah. And this full screen, you can see Second State, again, pumping for teleport, looking for the right spot to try to close the gap on some of these slow-moving long-range.
What?
Huge pickup. This
Oh
is
my
at
god.
least the second time we've seen this today. Definitely calculated, not a freestyle. Shuaboo knows what they are looking for, and they're finding the grab.
Looks like
another
a
one?
very specific combo nonetheless. And it's only mid-screen. Tag's got to do some work to try and corner the opponent to make this comeback. Second State is in a rough spot.
Okay, emitting a little bit of pressure mid-screen. Goes for the Hail Mary
Wow.
overhead, and then swings right into it after the fact, too. You cannot run it and throw me, Second State says.
I think that's a kill.
% on deck, that is definitely a kill.
Oh, yeah. Let's go Second State. Shuaboo on tournament elimination point over here with the Anre. And jumping right back into it. Now imagine you're Lennox right now. And you're watching, you're like, all right, I'd much rather play the Cagliostro I already beat to get here, right? So you got to be screaming for Second State if you're Lennox. And the weird thing, I'm not hearing it right now.
Yeah, I feel like the pop-off, you should be able to hear the claps at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Well, someone's screaming back there.
Ooh, parry on the trap. Really clever from Shuaboo.
Delayed throw tag. Oh, full crushing
Big
combo,
hit,
but
no,
doesn't
too
convert.
far out.
Wow, kind of gave Shuaboo a lot of bonus damage going for that far away throw tag. Was just uncertain.
I mean, those jabs are what that 50% rushdown is for, but not going to need it here. Shuaboo going right in the super and then finding the last couple hits.
You know what? I embellished the tension in the room, okay? But I think Shuaboo's still comfortable here. Still fully trusts himself in his Anre.
Even a round down, I think the comfortability with this character, they definitely have a clear game plan.
Oh, but a scramble like that, an
Nice
errant
parry.
throw could lead to a devastating sequence.
There's that dive kick we were talking about, at least one of them.
Look at this chip, actually. It's pretty significant before the overdrive.
Yeah, you know...
Oh my god, Shuaboo actually teched? Probably didn't want to get back thrown into the portal, but took a huge
Nice
combo instead
jab.
anyway.
Not ever going to let Second State get that back teleport ever again.
Oh, the big swing!
Oh,
Is that
no.
punishable?
Hard
I
to
thought that was
say.
punishable.
We're going to pretend it's not for this moment.
Yeah.
Someone prove us otherwise down the line, but until then, Second State has to mount a comeback here, and no, oh no, Ender either.
Shuaboo didn't want to finish it, not yet.
Scramble offense, but no, big fireball coming through. Shuaboo nodding, happy to even it up.
Now Lennox putting some claws in, but is this at the wrong time for his bracket path? What does he want? What does he want? He wants to see good Granblue play like that, straight to the teleport interrupt. Shuaboo so familiar with the punish. Training partners with Zombie, after all. Cannot forget that.
Yeah, I think if anyone knows the Cagliostro matchup, it's going to be Shuaboo.
Yeah. Probably played it with Anre for a while.
And this is big damage in the corner.
Oh, that's so much damage. Goodbye. Not even.
Not enough. The scaling.
And now Overdrive makes them unchippable for a while. Second State has to make the most of this.
Oh, we're going over and under again.
Underdrive, Overdrive. PlayStation.
And no chip here. Wow, the super. And this spot dodge as well.
Look, that was kind of an unplayable round anyway.
Yeah, it was looking tough. I mean, having OD minimizing the threat of chip does give you a little bit more of a slow play option, but you can see why someone would feel pressure there.
Yes, and so that's Shuaboo set point now, by the way. Only momentum in his favor on the pendulum, but yet it swings.
Too far out for the grab.
Only with counter hits can Anre get his combos into Beat Grabber from his far range normals.
And okay, back throw.
The most gentle throw of all time.
Wow, plus frames on the spear.
Nice interrupt. And with the corner this close, this is the moment, and that's why Overdrive has to come out for Shuaboo.
All right, no Overdrive quite on deck here for Second State, but it's live now. Though we've been seeing a lot of work being done from that super, so maybe we're holding on to it.
I would say Overdrive's the look here. You don't want to take too much more chip from Anre while he's juiced up in Overdrive.
Oh, absolutely not. Oh, really
still
controlling that.
There it is. You could do it raw from all the knockdown. Oh, is that a kill?
Okay, pretty high scaling, but we did find the super, and there is not a lot of life on the side of Shuaboo.
It is SSBA too. It's not SBA.
Looking good.
I think it had to be the SSBA as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was. I mean, it does so much damage on its own, even with the scaling. That SSBA hits like a truck. So.
And once again, for the last round, both players did not skip the win pose. They needed a little breather, I think. Oh, the one-hit far H. They gave Second State a trap setup, and there is the portal combo. Only got one piece. That's fine.
Huge jab out for Shuaboo. Nice
Where's the block?
crossover.
The block button's in the game, I promise. Blocking now, but blocking too long. Shuaboo knew that Second State would want to redeem themselves blocking. And is this a kill combo? Not quite.
Oh no, misses the follow-up. No.
No, it could have been.
Needs to be, and okay. We're gonna secure that with a far range poke. Shuaboo moving on, but in a really close match versus Second State, who showed that you can play the CAG matchup with somebody else for as long as you want, but like personal expression is going to be a factor there. And
yes. That's precisely it, right?
Yeah.
No matter how consistent your training partner and how top level your training partner, even you can fall into the trap of kind of reverse conditioning where the person you play plays the character in such a way that you become expecting only certain patterns or tendencies you're already used to. So
exactly.
Whether or not that was working in Second State's favor, Second State still had one heck of a loser's run and made it pretty deep after a quick loss to Lennox in winners. Cycled back up here and had some great performances on stream, so congrats to them on their run here in the pool, and probably congrats to Shuaboo for getting a chance to play Lennox.
Yeah.
Unless this is 3 out. I don't know if it is or not. Probably 2 out, I would think.
It might be
probably 2
out, might be 3 out. But if they're not playing here, it's very possible that they'll be running each other a little further up the bracket. I don't know if Lennox is quite out yet. We're looking at top 8 a little later on today. I think that will be sorted out through the first round of the 2 blocks of pools. So
yeah, the double elim bracket will fix it all for us. The bracketology will do its thing.
But it's
and we're all going to bear witness.
But we're only seeing people who have to not be afraid to see each other in finals. Like we've got Merp on screen, UberCheesecake who's been climbing through, slashgg on screen.
Yes.
But solid players who are definitely like thinning out the pack a little bit for the day. Really strong. A lot of different character varieties so far as well.
Yeah, this matchup is one of those classic expressions of archetypical clashes. Ferry with the zoner, the long limbs, the sim type against Ladiva, coming in with the SPDs, the cancelable low forward that Zangief always wanted. Here it is, right here in Ladiva, the ultimate grappler package.
Yep.
Surely can make Ferry's life difficult, but Ferry's DP presence and set play presence actually make things difficult for Ladiva on both ends of the screen, because Ladiva being reversal-less outside of the supers, even those being kind of uniquely exploitable, where until she has true SSBA, she only has a reversal that's either one or the other between strike and throw.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an issue for her. Set play with Gigi kind of is actually really good at beating characters like Ladiva, who have more health, but are more susceptible to getting steamrolled with loopable damage.
Exactly. And yeah, not having as many outs. I don't know how the universal mechanics factor in. I don't know if you can just backdash out of GG. But
you know, I feel like Ladiva converts really well on her juggle type hits, but I think she'll convert a little bit better on average with rushdown used properly. But I mean, here's slashgg, right? Presence of mind. I'd watched UberCheesecake play last game where round start heavy lariat off a button was also the look. It's maybe a bit of a tell.
it's good to have an opener.
Yeah, it's a trademark.
Ooh,
Late active frames,
what a pickup.
You see how late the counter hit happens, yet the wall bounce still triggers for slashgg, showing us the combo path. Very optimal.
Yeah, here's that loopable offense you were talking about, and in a big way, too. Install going to be really dangerous.
Oh, my God.
Almost enough.
It continues.
The air-to-air into follow-up, too.
Normally, when you block a normal in the air in this game, the other character has to fly past you and fall, and they're punishable deeply the whole time. And there's Ferry just choosing what she wants to do, staying plus the whole way down.
Really amazing. Kind of makes her look like she's from a different game, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, while she's in that pink mode, she is.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. That was preemptive from slashgg, knowing that whatever was canceled into would be UberCheesecake trying to defy the science of the frame data. And this rushdown, this rather Okazeme mix-ups, high-low, it's all loopable. It's perfected to a science. It has been since Season 1.
Wow, the sway on that sweep as well. Okay, hard knockdown. Now Oki in UberCheesecake's favor. And this does a lot of damage. You're gonna have to play some catch-up. Nice reversal.
Yeah, reversal will beat anything other than nothing. You have to bait it. Or maybe do one light normal. Might be fast enough. 2L from Ladiva could be the look.
So scary. Trying to headbutt GG.
Well, if there's any overextension on a cancel from a far H from Ferry, Ladiva could do super and interrupt like a GG throw that is forced. But as you can see, slashgg is not always canceling from the buttons.
Right. Yeah, you have to be aware of that super when it comes online.
Maybe an install here would be a good look for Slash. Oh, there it is, like I said! You can't just cancel full screen. Super's there.
And UberCheesecake
Are
waited
these
it
people
out.
listening to me? Can they hear me out there?
They're doing exactly what you say not to.
Yeah. They must not be hearing me then.
UberCheesecake waited that sequence out. There was so many of those hard mediums. And smelling blood.
A nice hug. Really, you can tell Ladiva's knees are hitting the ground first. It's all part of the show. Ferry's not hurt.
Another roll in, but this one gets hit by the jump.
Hit by a lot more than just a jump. A dog, a whip.
And install as well. Good blocks on the triple overhead, but can't take the next three.
Try again, sucker. Try a third time for this overhead.
Wow, and the low as well. So much pressure coming out.
It looks like UberCheesecake is looking to the sky for answers, but we are in an enclosed space. There's a roof there. No god rays shining through. No evidence of the light.
Yep.
As a Skyfarer in Granblue, you got to be disappointed. You got to be scared. But instead, he'll have to dig deep. He'll have to look down into himself and find the defensive discipline and offensive relentlessness to power through this matchup against slashgg. He's been untouchable so far.
Cheesecake has found some good answers. We saw obviously that super and a few roll throughs that resulted in a good momentum swing. But I mean, you're seeing slashgg adapt to those pretty effectively. Calling out that roll with a jump, I mean, that could do a lot of damage. And once installs on the board, the game plan kind of flips. Suddenly, Ladiva's on the defensive, and you can really only block for so long against a toolkit like that.
You know, one option against those pesky instant overheads that lead to full combo for Ferry and install is Ladiva anti-air grab. If she tries to beat you with it, it's invincible to air attacks with the H version, so that could be a read for UberCheesecake. Rather than submitting to a 50-50 where the odds really aren't that good, you can still submit to the 50-50, but if they go overhead, you get to hit them.
Yeah, and that does some good damage, and it gets you on the screen. You know, if that's running out the clock on install, you're feeling pretty great.
That was an opportunity right there. You can see it's been a lot of overhead from slashgg.
Yeah.
Of course, the range on the JL from Ferry is also quite good. She has to be deep and close for the air grab to work. And there was another one. It was actually the block string afterwards that led to the hit for Slash. Oh, there's another one. Oh my god, make it stop. This is just... It kind of turns the zoner grappler dynamic on its head. When the zoner is also a super proficient rushdown character.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to block, like, effectively there.
Oh!
It can be a scary place to block, like the same as the grappler where you're looking for the throw. You don't have to look for the
there
overhead.
It is.
There it is.
Nice.
Oh.
And you get great Oki here, too.
Anything you want, but no.
Oh.
Okay, big hit.
Goodbye.
Actually, this is scaled, but it's looking pretty good.
Ferry has low life, so she's probably dead for that reason. But
yeah.
Against other characters, you would want to stop after the 2 auto combos and then super.
Right.
That'll save you some damage.
Yeah, you managed scaling a little bit there, but the amount that you need is the amount you got here. UberCheesecake going up around. That roll again. Oh, trying to call out the jump.
Oh, that's huge. And another safe meaty. Yeah, really figuring it out on the fly as UberCheesecake. We've seen 2 close Ls through DPs now. One was after a lariat, and the other was at that meaty.
Going for the 5U, the faded 5U.
Help,
Nice
what do you
overhead.
do? You guess?
I mean, it to some extent, I don't know if slashgg has gone low on that particular mix-up yet.
It's coming eventually.
Oh yeah, it's bound to, but at this point, you know, if it's 50-50,
oh my god,
you gotta pick the other way, because sooner or later,
it kills you. It ends your tournament life. All overhead every time. That's so... I'm gonna make any character judgments on that, actually. I'm gonna say nothing about the quality of slashgg's character or the personalities of players of those zoning / best rushdown character in the game hybrids.
I mean, you must be taking notes for the ultimate rock, paper, scissors for port priority that you'll have to do one day on this seat, but
yes,
I've managed to distract you from it for this.
I'll have to do that for my next block.
For the rest of my block.
I'm not trying to cut our block short though. We still have Lennox versus Shuaboo after all.
Yep.
That match we were hyping up earlier as Lennox watched from the crowd.
It did feel like it was bound to happen. Something faded deep inside of this bracket allowed us to predict this, and unfortunately, you know, the second state had to be a victim of that prediction.
Yes.
But 2 amazing players up here, really probably high up in this pool. I mean, if that was supposed to be top 8 qualifiers for Lennox earlier, then
this is top 8 losers or something, right?
Yeah, or close to it. It's either that or the round before, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
loser might get 9th or might get 12th or 13th, I guess.
And it would be surprising to see Shuaboo in that like placing,
even in loser side of a top 8. But
yeah.
I mean, it would be even more surprising if it were Lennox completely preventing Shuaboo from even making it there.
And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility either. We've seen some really amazing play from Lennox today, tightening up a lot of that offense and finding some really clean conversions. Always been a player who can create the scramble and then manage it.
And Lancelot's built for it too. A perfect fit for the personality. And it's the original
Is this
main.
a button check?
No, I don't think so.
Yo?
We heard no word of button check, so we assume it's serious. And that's a serious old man right there, Soriz. You know, this is the original main, by the way. And this character has been used in tournament runs, even as recently as Evo from Shuaboo.
Now, do you think this is a character matchup preference? Do you think we're looking for the flex to deal with some of this aggression?
Yes, I think so. I mean, maybe not the flex in particular, but generally, arming yourself with Soriz, you could be a great anti-frame trap character, not just because of flex, but also because of Roundhouse Fang. That's that kick special move he has. A 6-frame special move with special priority as well. So it could beat frame traps. It's the fastest special in the game as well, and a counter hit combo starter.
One of the fastest rounds we've seen in this pool so far. Shuaboo just going all the way in, getting tons of damage and lots of pressure here.
Hope you didn't forget about the old man, Lennox. Oh, here he comes. Corner carry, either way. And blocking all this crouching is a big problem for Lennox, actually. Shuaboo is pretty happy to probably see that ignorance Because if you're blocking Flurry crouching, it becomes neutral on block, and then Soriz gets to take advantage. He'll steal your turn with Roundhouse Fang, he'll get a combo. You know, this character is actually real, and he's quite developed at this point, so him being rarely seen is to every Soriz player's advantage in addition.
Yeah, I think you don't see a lot of Soriz, and you can see where Lennox is having trouble with some of the defensive tools like the Flex. Earlier, navigating one, baiting it, but not finding a really fair response for it. And we're seeing Shuaboo throw out a lot of specials in neutral that don't have really perceivable end frames. So it kind of feels like Shuaboo is able to run all over Lennox just on the character matchup alone.
He's got to find some more creative mix as well. I think Shuaboo's defense is too practiced against the kind of conventional falling JH approach. Yeah. Lennox might have to throw bait, work his way in and out, use some movement, because he has to find a new layer of offense. Shuaboo's blocked everything so far, and even found the interrupt. Oh, flash cancel? They both had super. That could be punished.
Right there, good throw. We're seeing a slight adaptation here, and it's going to be really important to keep that going. Overdrive into overdrive.
And that's Lennox's victory right there. At least took one of those chunks of overdrive meter away from Shuaboo.
Oh, what a response.
Far L, yeah, that's another very fast button from Soriz, and he buffers with impunity because all of his specials make contact. They throw lava, they throw fists, they throw flurries. So as long as he has meter, he can dump onto something, and it's probably a safe special.
This character is so cool. All the flexing to like reverse the pressure and just so much forward motion. It feels like some classic characters like Balrog, but everything has this heft to it when the moves come out.
Yeah. Balrog, he moves like a train, and then Soriz moves like a bullet train.
Soriz moves like an 18-wheeler truck.
Yeah. But you know, it has that sudden acceleration about it when he goes, hey!
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Oh, nice sweep. That could come in handy. And
unfortunate. Actually, still pretty fortunate though for Lennox going unpunished for the drop. Almost able to punish that Roundhouse Fang, but look how quick Soriz recovers. The old man still got it, and good grief, he's naked!
Oh no, why is he doing this?
He's got actually 4 flexes on, so his health is incredibly buffed. I think Lancelot might need like 10 combos to kill him at this point.
Yeah, this is going to take a long while, if anything. I mean, even that low amount of life.
Finish it.
We can find a pickup here. Flare cooldowns, yeah, you're fine. Lennox on the board.
Still though, was at a threatening amount of life.
Put your coat back on, old man. This show is not over.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of messed up that Soriz has to go and get dressed again between rounds, only to possibly get naked again later.
Truly, yeah, it's a bizarre tempo.
Yeah.
Nice punish. Oh no.
But for one, I'm thankful that he doesn't resume the round in his previous state of nakedness, only to get more naked after, because he's pretty much out of options after the first transformation.
It's the real reason this game's not 3 out of 5.
Yeah. He flexed the whole ice layers, all of them.
Yeah, so I think that's a huge reason to pick this character versus Lance. It's like a lot of those multi-hit moves are just not as scary, and you're able to turn the pressure back around.
Good grief, he's naked
Here we are again.
Why does he always do it? Get out of here, old man. The Knights are all watching you. This is embarrassing.
It's 3 in the afternoon. Only 3 stacks on Soriz as well, so not quite as beefy as last time, but a lot of terrifying stuff here. And yeah, throw break, the damage, not quite a wall bounce, but we were getting close.
Oh, it was guaranteed. Chip. That was tough. A tough situation.
Scary way to go out, you know, unfamiliar character.
And not enough meter to overdrive either for a long time, so that good reversal option that would have kept Lennox safe from the chip also became unavailable with quickness. So
yeah.
A tough spot.
We talk about characters, you know, who maybe benefit not quite as much from the new tool set. Like Soriz probably benefits from the tool set, but he did not need more chip damage.
No, he didn't. But it's possible for him to get it, and that's harrowing to imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's cool to see the Soriz come out. I definitely did not expect that. I think I was pretty sure we were going to see Anre and maybe Six throughout the tournament, but fringe pick to cover some matchups that might otherwise be a little bit dicey for Shuaboo.
Yeah, it could be a player counter pick as well. Maybe you can bet on people's unfamiliarity. I would say you always want to exhaust all of your options by the end of set. And even in a 1-to-2 setting, that can be pretty difficult to do for someone like Shuaboo who plays like 4 characters.
Yeah.
But I love seeing the Soriz there from round start. And I like using the experimental pick first, rather than switching on a loss to a different side character. Start with the pick.
Right.
And then you can fall back on your main.
And Great. So we gonna have a few ads to run for you here. This event's been supported by